Hello everybody, welcome to today's episode of DownStream Outdoors. Today on DownStream Outdoors we're doing our continuation of last week's hemlock episode, and this time we're learning about a mushroom called a Reishi mushroom. Check it out.
Look, Dad, it's a mushroom!
All joking aside, this is a really good teaching opportunity. You know, I've said I'm not going to cover a whole bunch of mushrooms on this show, just because I'm no mycologist. I've said it before. I just know some of them. But I've always taught my son and all three of my children not to pick mushrooms. Mushrooms are, there can be some really toxic ones, and sometimes if you just get it on your hands and then touch your face or something, that's enough. It can make you sick. But this mushroom actually that Sawyer found, we're going to learn a little bit about this mushroom. This mushroom is growing on an old hemlock stump. We talked about hemlocks last week on the show, okay, and this is our continuing episode. This is found on an old hemlock stump here. This mushroom is called a Reishi, or a hemlock varnish mushroom, okay. You'll see, we're going to pull off this mushroom here and get a little bit closer look at it so you can see what we're talking about here. You can see it's got this nice white outer edge here. Okay, this outer edge is the part that you want to eat. Okay, that's the edible part. You can see it's a nice, very smooth, almost velvety. As far as the feel, it's firmer than a typical mushroom, but it still has that typical mushroom feel. Now you'll see there's some shiny bits on here that's getting pretty dark. This here's where it derives the varnish name from. It looks very much like somebody took and varnished it. It's real shiny and almost hard here. They're actually taking this here part here, and they're drying that and making a tea out of that. Supposedly the tea has, not a doctor, not medical advice, it has anti-cancer properties. Ultimately that's something I've never been able to test for myself, and I hope never to have to try to test. But the tea itself, they say, is also very good to promote wound healing. Once again, I haven't actually tried that part. This is just some of the stuff I've come across. The only thing is, they say this tea is very bitter. Okay, I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to try it here after the show and everything. This is my first go with the tea and such. But the mushroom part itself, I've had the mushroom part before. It's actually pretty tasty. You can do it with any kind of way you would do a typical mushroom. You can saute it. You can, throw it into, dishes, however you want to do it. And it tastes very fine. It has a firm texture to it. Yeah, like I said, on the teas, I don't really have much experience. I'm going to give it a try. Maybe we'll let you know how it turns out. But with that, until next time, keep your line wet and out of the trees.